Alright, so I won another Challenger Cup. I won a few in between the one I'm posting now and the last one I posted. I just didn't get around to recording it. But I won this one that I really liked, and I said I'd make another video of it because I want to go back to making videos. So we'll introduce it with this one. So I won a 128 player Challenger Cup with Dracotail, and I'll be showing my list. I'll be showing my top 8, I think it is, replays. One of them is really crazy against Nightfall, so I'd stay in for that. And I'll just be going over it a bit. So this here is the list I decided to play. I obviously play the 2 Maxi because it's at 2 at the moment and it's going to be at 1 soon, so we're going to make the most of it being at 2. Frixel just because I need it for the Sanctifier Branded Fusion. Ash, Bell for the traps. I was a bit iffy about it. I was considering Veiler because it's really strong when you like save Yufua in response to Rahu and they chain 5 mana, dumping the entire hand to fuse so you don't get a draw, and then you can Veiler the Arthalion, then it makes it as if no cards in hand, unless you want to set a Ketu or something of the sort. 3 Milulu, 1 of the Albas, got the 1 Cartesia. I decided to do 1 because I have Milulu at 3, Fua at 3, Lucas 3, 5 mana best card in the deck at 3, Mag to add Milulu to help break the board, Urgula, Pan, Triple Nib. Triple Nib because of multiple reasons. I felt like it's either this or Veiler, and I feel Nib was higher impact, especially against something of the likes of Yummy. Because if you pair Nib with Bell against Yummy, so Bell for the Yummy Surprise and the Nib, it's really good against Yummy. It's also obviously good with like Maxi or Full, if they decide to give you draws. And it's also not bad against Ryzen right now. It depends on how they play about it. 3 Ketu, 3 Rahu, 1 of each trap. Now for the extra deck, I only played 1 Gulamel. I think most people are doing 1. You could do 2. I liked 1 though. I played Titanic Knight solely as an out to Liger Dancer. So what I've done a few times is say they set up double Liger Dancer. It's unaffected by card effects, but it can be destroyed by battle. And when you summon the Titanic Knight for the rest of the turn, it's unaffected by other monster effects summoned from the extra deck. So it's unaffected by the unaffected monster. And if they set up double Liger, you just have to stall enough turns so you can get a turn where Arthalion can bounce back your Nib, Albaz, and Titanic Lad, and then you're good to go with that. To out the second one, Albion. I kind of wish I could place 2, but it's a bit tight on the extra deck. Mysterion, it's nice against Yummy or Malice if they like, if you pair with other interruptions. Mirror Jade, because Mirror Jade, the rest of these 2. Chaos Star Source, I wasn't too fan of it. I didn't like it so much, just because there's a lack of like light and darks you can just use. Well, it's not bad. I'd say I'd have to keep playing it though, because you need it for the back row removal, as in the extra deck form without Kudama. And the Feel Righteous is also it. I'd always choose to summon Feel Righteous over Chaos Star Source, unless I'm in a game state where I need the bodies while interrupting the opponent. 3 Arthalion, 1 Secretarial, and it's actually so unbelievably good. Typhon, I kind of decided to add that last second. I just like it, and then 1 Verte. So I'm not playing the Seals package. Well, this is my list, and I'll show you some of the games now. So this is this is my games from the Challenger Cup. This is my top 8 games, if I remember correctly, and I only lost 1, which was against Nightfall. But our game 3 against Nightfall was really good, so I'll be showing that. Yeah, it was good games though. So I'll show the first one off that. So here was my game 1. I was going second against Branded. The board they set up was pretty strong, and I wasn't too happy with my hand. My hand was kind of mediocre. And they set up Secretarial, which was a bit annoying, but we managed to break through the board, thankfully. If I remember correctly, the board was the Secretarial, yes, and the, I forget the name, Light and Darkness Dragon. So we're playing into, so we'll let them banishment first. So we were playing into Secretarian Dragon, Mirror Jade, and Lion Darkness Dragon. And then Mercurier as well. I was trying to force out the Lion Darkness negates at the start. Chain play mana, just get the last one out. Then we Rahood as our last play. And the nice thing about playing against this is once you get to burn through the negates, it's actually mandatory for the effect to be used. So if I activate something of the likes of Rahu, and he has an Ash land, he can't actually Ash my Rahu, because he's forced to do this as Chain Link 2. So it's like, it's good in many cases, but it's also very punishing. We went for Gulamel, because we need to contest the Secretarion, because we couldn't add back our cards. Make our own Secretarion. I had to go Chain Link 1 Urgula to play around the Mercurier. We got the Secretarion. Reuse the Albas from earlier. That was a play I was happy with. I think I just set the horn and didn't attack it, yeah. I think it would be a bit weird to attack. And we broke the board and we're in a very nice position. I let all this resolve. I was holding the flame for like Branded Fusion, and then I think he just kind of realized it's cooked. So I realize now against that Branded player, I think I only got to save one replay against a Branded player, which was my game 2. So that's probably why he set up Secretarion. But it wasn't too bad. So I had to, or I won the coin flip. I chose to go first. Hand was alright. His hand was pretty good though. His hand is good considering the fact that I didn't have any hand traps. So we get to do this. So that was good. And Goblinberg. I just had to contest both of these here. He chains red reboot, so I'll be on here because I'm not letting him make exit on night. It'd be a big punish if he had exit on night and then like X in hand. I'd be losing the game there pretty much. I decided to hold the Gulamel in case we got in a funky position. So we went going second against Rizal once again. Unfortunately for us, he had the driver in hand. I don't know if that's unfortunate. We just didn't get the full draw off it. But I think he kind of poorly played this game, to be honest. He kind of, I think, yeah, he played into nip, which is why he lost the game. I just nip here, and then we just Kedu for game. I think he just scoops after I use Kedu. Yeah. So, this is the game I lost to Nightfall. This was the first and only game I've lost throughout the entire Challenger Cup. Not match, just the first game I've lost. I can't remember what I said, but yeah, I just made some misplays here. I think it's just one major one. But I'll show it when we get there. So here I was planning on holding my Ashes and or Bells for my turn, but then I saw the Rahu and I was like, I don't think I can let that resolve. Like, getting 2 sets is kind of crazy. Just getting another body on the field, and getting 5 mana back into rotation after fusing it easier. So I normal summon this. I think I held the bell for the flame, yeah. I think the first misplay was here, so I made Arthadion. I should have made Gulamel. I kind of forgot about the Secretarian, I think. So I was planning on adding back the Ash to force out this thing, but I forgot about the Secretarian. So it should have been Gulamel, that was my bad. And I kind of fumbled from this position on. Like, I got all 3 sets and a decent enough setup. Well, an issue was I had Frixel out of rotation, so my Branded Fusion wasn't getting as much value. So he gets his follow-up and then 2 traps as well here. It's good that he popped Lucius, because if he popped one of my other guys, I'd have a pan trigger for Frixel. Here we made a Chaos Star Source, and this is one of the misplays. So I made Chaos Star Source, which is fine, but I targeted the 2 back row. I think I should have just targeted Horn, so he can't get the draw, because I wasn't using a spell anytime soon. And also, maybe pump one of the Earthlion bodies, because he has... I didn't really think about the fact that when he starts his turn, he's going to have 2 fusion monsters. And then he can use that to his advantage already. Like, he could just make an SP straight away, which he did do. Spoiler alert. But the flame wasn't getting too much value, so I think I should have just popped an Earthlion. I got a bit greedy, but otherwise he makes SP here and hits my flame. Retrospect, I could have also probably horned one of the Earthlions in the standby, but it is what it is, I guess. He played this well though. He did play well. Forces out both my traps. With the Ash anyway. And then makes me lose all value with my horn because of SP. Which again, maybe I could have put one of these on attack, but I didn't know if he had horn or sing set. So it's hard to tell. I didn't know if it was horn or sing set in the time of me summoning it. Let's feel the Regis. The Regis is nice here. It obviously checks out my back row and the plan. Won't check my Cartesia though because it's already used this turn, which is a bit unfortunate for him, but it doesn't really matter too much. A bit surprised with this actually. I feel like he could have gone 5 mana from hand. Or did he use... Yeah, I think he could have gone 5 mana in hand. And keep the Lulu. And then add back the 5 mana off the Urgla. But yeah, I think I just made a bit... Like, my plays here were just stupid. Like, they weren't like really thought processing. I kind of knew already lost, so I just accepted my defeat here. Stones are back Arthalion, top deck Lucius, Thomas one Lucius, and then battle phase game. Or no, sorry, he Urgla adds back Lucius. So we took the first L, the only L, so showing the next game's against Nightfall. So this was my game 2 against Nightfall. It's a pretty decent hand. Well, obviously I can't complain with this hand. We were playing against Maxi, so we tried to give him just 1 draw. To be fair though, I think if it wasn't for the Maxi, I'd be completely losing this game. Because if we didn't have the Maxi, he would have been able to Ash my Flame or my Sting, which would have got him a lot of value. Gotta Sting this. I Sting the Malulu because if he summons the Lucius, he didn't have any value with it. As the fusion effect was already used, and the normal summon effect was already used. And here we got to start playing a bit. He couldn't Rahu because he didn't have a monster in hand, and he couldn't Brand Fusion because he made SP. We got to Ash, I think that was game. Well, it would have been. Just have to make sure to play around the horn, which we use Urgla to check. Just switch this to attack and battle phase per game. I think I played a little bit more just in case you have a Bistro. Yep. I Ashed this, surely. Oh no, I didn't. Oh, I already Ashed that turn, of course. Yes, I did that in case of a Bistro. And I was still playing around Nibiru because it was under 5 summons that turn. Now, here we played game 3 against Nightfall. This was probably like a really, or not probably, it was a very good game. He had a crazy setup, and I managed to win, thankfully. So obviously he started with Random Fusion using the Albion, or the Albaz and the Frixel. He sets the Rahu. So I think if I remember correctly, he gets a full setup of both fusions, all three traps, Max C and Secretarian, and Alba's cards. And I did not have an out to the Max C either. So this was a bit of a stressful game because I was really hoping I could win. And I was like, well, I'm facing this kind of an end board. I don't know if I could win. But we managed to prevail, obviously. Add the Femina off rip. We had to let this result. Like, there's nothing else we could do about it. I knew he was gonna make the Secretariat here. I belled the Albion. I think there's a proper reason behind it. I'm not completely sure. Oh yes, because I knew if you would bell, then he can get a lot of value. Meaning he can give me Frixel, and he could and it wouldn't even be live because he's about to summon Secretariat, or he could give me Ash Blossom and bounce it back with his Horn, because he can just summon the Ash in attack position, bounce it back with Horn. And I think it's just giving him too much value, because I couldn't obviously I couldn't tell whether he was going to summon Frixel to his field or to my field, and the Ash to my field or to his field. So sure, if he summoned the Ash to his field, I could still bell the Horn, but if he summoned the Frixel to his field, then he'd kind of be forcing my bell with the Frixel, and he still has the 3 traps. So I decided to just negate it here, just in case of both worlds. Or he could even summon, oh sorry, yes, he could even summon Frixel to, this was the main reason, he could summon Frixel to his field, and then Ash to my field, and then Frixel effect. And if I bell that, he still has Horn bounce back the Ash. But if I let the Frixel resolve, then I guess I can Horn, or bell the Horn to bounce back his Ash. But I just didn't want him getting, I guess, 2 for 1 on the bells. Obviously we have to hit the flame. I decided to not pop the flame with the Urgala, because I knew I wasn't activating a spell, and I kind of assumed that he had nothing else to use, because first of all, he already used Albion. He used his 5 mana in hand, so it'd have to be a hand trap in response to my cards for me to not be able to Gulamel pop the flame. So I was like, I'll kind of hit 2 birds with 1 stone here. We ended up breaking his board, giving him only 2 draws as well, which was very nice. I had to think here for a bit whether I wanted to go Arthalion or Crash or not, and I decided to do it in the end. Just because Arthalion in Grave is another trigger for my Gulamel to pop. Maxi. I think this is kind of where he starts to lose. Because we just get to use all our triggers here. Popping the Arthalion, remove the body. Sting will stop the Frixel being added back, because I'd prefer the Frixel to be out of rotation. We draw to Cartesia, and we just kind of like contest everything right now. Fully contest the back row. He has Lucius Rahu, which we have Flame for the Rahu, and Lucius on its own is doing nothing, especially against a full board. So that's game 3. Crazy game. We played into Maxi, full Dracotail Seto, Alblaz cards, and we only gave 2 draws and we broke the board, so that was pretty cool. We'll go into the finals games now, which was very interesting actually. So this I did not expect to play against. We played, he probably is on my, oh yeah, it's my turn, sorry. So I won the coin flip, I decided to go first. This was interesting. He's playing Mitsu, Fiendsmith, Millennium, and Rescue Ace. I think he was also playing Snake Eyes if I'm not mistaken. Can't remember if there was anything else, but this is like, I did not expect to play against that. So obviously we get the combo off, giving him only 1 Prulia draw. Prulia is very nice into our deck because we only really get 1 draw. Unless we decide to nave on our own turn, but got the maxi. He has the Ash style, which is nice. I like it whenever I'm playing Dracotail. I might put an Ash as my maxi. So that just means, or at least when I'm going first, because then it means my traps will be resolved. Which I feel like is better in maxi in cases, because it does draw and it's also an interruption. So we flame this, and then we chain pop the Sling Engine. I don't really know why he didn't like let me do that. Like why he let me flame and then chain with them out, rather than using one push and then the next. But I don't know. So we got the game 1 very nicely, and this is game 2, which is interesting. So this was my finals game, the one that I won with. My game 2 finals. So I play against Peansmith, and I saw the Peansmith cards and I was kind of worried because I knew Dracotail was really bad with Caesar, so I was kind of hoping he would have set Caesar. So we see him go here, and something that surprised me is he just didn't go Requiem into Necroquip into Caesar. Well, he tries to bridge into Mitsu. So we nip here. No, someone's Engraver Pass. You thought Seal's Pass was good, well you have Engraver Pass here. And this year we just played into an empty board. Nothing really exciting for the finals game. Sorry about that, but we did have an interesting game against Nightfall, which I hope makes up for that. I guess I'll play it out anyway though. So final phase attack for him. I did summon this Golem out as well, knowing that he had this, so I had to attack with a bit more. But yeah, that was my games. So that was how I played the Challenger Cup with Dracotail. I really enjoyed it. I've been playing Dracotail for a while, and hopefully I can bring up new content with Dracotail, and maybe other decks in the Challenger Cups, and on Master Duel Ladder as well. So thank you for watching, and that is all.